3v3 Argus Desert Gate blue team. Floid plays a Lictor Alpha melee specialist that can infiltrate and disrupt with some great offense. Alongside, Caeltos plays a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive commander, fights melee, walks through cover and cannot be suppressed, good offense and disruption. Rounding out blue team, Koras is a mech teleporting commander that fights range, puts out some nice damage, can also disrupt, support, build structures and repair, but isn't the toughest little orc. Red team, kicked off by Angry Bird, plays a Lord General, fights ranged with this retinue to help him out, can add throughout the game, good defense and support. Illethor alongside is an Eldar Warlock, offensive melee, great mobility with fleet, can also leap into melee combat and tank and disrupt. And Sneakus Peekus rounds out red team as a Grey Knight Brother captain, durable melee commander, good offense and support, walks through cover and cannot be suppressed. East side has turned blue thanks to this teleporting mech boy. Sentinel trying to decap under fire. Here comes the Warlock to tie things up using fleets, and there's the leap into melee combat, knocking down the shooter boy, but he needs to back off after. Caeltos with some Chaos Space Marines in heavy cover. Black Legion on show, and Chaos Lord's going to go and decap this VP, and why not, because he walks through the entire world. Mech boy now in retreat. Sentinel needs repairs, and we have a multi-last turret up by Angry Bird. Lord General has lost one of his stormtrooper retinue, so he's going to reinforce that guy out in the field. Howling Banshees on the field for Illethor. Power melee light infantry. Oh, they're going to go and tackle this Chaos Lord. He's going to finish this cap. Blue team will get a 2-1. And Caeltos with double heretics. And that Chaos Space Marine squad with Eternal War up already, giving him a damage buff. Looks like he's going to come over to the west side to support. Floid. Spore mines on the field. Sneakus Peekus with double Inquisitorial Stormtroopers, both with their sergeants up. Makes them into detectors. Strike squad now in retreat, and here comes Caeltos. And a couple of stormtroopers die already, and he loses the squad to those heretics in retreat. Nasty, nasty stuff. We have an aspiring champion up on this squad. Turns them into a pretty nasty melee unit. And Angry Bird pushing the east side. 492, 462. It's a 2-1 cap for red. Takes down one gen. Sentinel thinks about going ahead. Does have the ground pound. And he might take down both of these generators here. Here comes this mech boy with the electric armor, recently changed in 2.0.8 in that he now moves 30% slower when it's active. As you can see here, now gets stomped as well. And medipacks go off on both of the Guardsman squads, and he only loses a single model, and I think that was from shooting. Medipack given to them by the Sergeant Retinue member of the Lord General. You see him there. Koras pushing hard, now has no energy though because of electric armor. And the mech boys forced off electric armor, now does power melee damage, so a lot more useful versus Marines and such. Look at this pressure by blue team. Chaos Lord tying up strike squad. We have a Lictor Alpha sneaking around, trying to eat some stormtroopers, and he gets one. Here come Howling Banshees though, and they are dangerous for a level 1 Lictor with no war gear. Chaos Lord uses Kill the Weak, beautifully done. Heals him up, and here come Heretics, and they are bad news for Howling Banshees, especially with their aspiring champion. Brother captain of Sneakus Peekus now in retreat. He has replaced the stormtroopers that he lost, and double rangers on the field for Illethor, and Illethor is very, very good at utilizing rangers, keeps them at their maximum range. Warlock goes down though, 430, 462, 2-1 cap for red. Great pressure through the middle by blue, or is it going to translate into any map control? Lictor Alpha going down. Floyd just keeping his eye off him for a second. Kinetic shot knocking him off the cap, and that VP stays red. Raptors now on the field for Caeltos. jump troops that suppress surrounding enemies when they land. Bolt pistols and chainsaws, and there is the jump. Suppressing those guardsmen now. Sentinel needs to get a stomp, and there it is. Here comes Koras with fully upgraded shooter boys. He's bringing a Daka big time. Heretics going after this multi-last turret, which goes down. And blue team, nice push on the east. A lot more fluid so far than red. Looks like Sneakus Peekus is going to push mid. Illethor also hanging out there. There's a very nice Destructor. That's a starting ability of the Warlock. 393, 462. Howling Banshees now fleeting up. They have their aspect. And blue team hitting power. Sentinel here popping some shots. Very low on hit points. And Raptors have jumped it. There's the stomp though. Needs to back away. Here come double guardsman for Angry Bird. Has that sergeant retinue member still up there with that chainsword and auto pistol. 393, 454. Sneakus Peekus in a full retreat. Did not lose a strike squad member, and those guys are almost leveled. Raptors close to losing a model, but they do get away in time. Nicely judged by Caeltos, and Koras I think needs to back up and take some cover. 393, 441, 2-to-1 cap for blue. Angry Bird is hitting tier 2 nowish. Sneakus Peekus 3/4 of the way there. Lictor Alpha back to his feet, fully kitted out for Floid. Scything Talons, a nice power weapon. Adrenal Glands and Pheromone to support his Tyranids with a damage resistance and the ability to reinforce. Sentinel being repaired, quite close to leveling, and Angry Bird has the sniper rifle up, so we know what we're going to see. We're going to see assault kit stormtroopers, and the first stormtrooper squad is on the way. Gonna be up to Illethor and Sneakus Peekus to get some AV then. Rangers taking out a warrior, and then now in retreat. You saw the synaptic backlash there, knocking down those Hormagaunts. Now the Warlock is capping Caeltos, now pressuring the west side. So alongside the Lictor Alpha, who does get away. Caeltos needs to be careful now. Here comes Illethor. Howling Banshees, Dire Avengers, Rangers getting too close though. And Heretics get away fine. No grenades in retreat path, luckily for them. And Red's now pushing east side. East side has been back and forth. Here is that electric armor, putting some good pressure on his guardsmen, but you need to back it up with some other stuff firing in. And here we see these assault kit stormtroopers with these overcharged hotshot las guns with some crazy range. Fire on my target, increasing that even further. And how is Koras going to deal with this? Some stick bombs, I would think. Maybe a weird boy, maybe both. Illethor, a bit timid in the middle, should be putting more pressure on this northern VP, I think. Floid with double termagants warriors, and he's the last to get to tier 2. Sneakus Peekus, the Grey Knight Dreadnought on the way. Maybe we'll see the heavy flamer, which I never ever see. This is a shame. I think it's a pretty good weapon. Raptors have their aspiring champion. He gets a badass lightning claw. There he is at the front there. Some nice power melee damage from that thing. Attacks so quickly as well, and they're going to hit Red's power. Map relatively even though. Illethor and Sneakus Peekus, none of them thinking to cap this wreck point. Here comes Caeltos with double aspiring champion heretics. Stormtroopers splitting from Sneakus Peekus, but here comes some Tyranids. And the strike squad are getting left behind. Need to be very careful. You saw pheromones there dropped by the Lictor Alpha, giving a damage resistance to all these Tyranids, allowing them to reinforce as well. Not that they needed it there. Sneakus Peekus just retreats out, could not fight two armies. 328, 401. Illethor starting to flex his mobility a bit and comes right side or east side. Just can't take out the mech boy though. Who's level 2? Chaos Lord level 2. Mantle of Hate. Floyd's Lictor Alpha level 2. Angry Bird's Lord General now has the flak jacket, which allows him to get some damage resistance up for his troops. Warlock level 1. Look at this though, Witchblade of Koras and Warp Throw. Will we see Providence to flesh out that build? And Sneakus Peekus' brother captain, he's level 3, he's not doing too badly. Now has a Nemesis Force Halberd and the Unending Purge on the way. Really nice accessory, I think, at 120. 324401. Here is the Grey Knight Dreadnought so far with its default multi-melter. Warlock gets flesh hooked off. Rest of the Eldar come to his rescue though. 324401. And now Angry Bird with double assault kit stormtroopers has lost his sentinel, but look at this range DPS. But there is zap. Ouch, 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 ouch. Every time that thing jumps, it will do 50 damage, and he wiped these guardsmen. Wipes one of them. And zap jumps to the Chaos Lord. Beautiful recovery there from Koras. Was really up against it, but turned it around and did some good damage. Grey Knight Dreadnought in trouble. Uses Maelstrom, slowing down and draining the life of nearby enemies. And he uses it to escape. Venom Brood on the field for Floid, specifically to put some pressure on that Dreadnought. They also have their ranged synapse up. Damage and health buff to these Termagants. 315400. Illethor finally putting some pressure on this VP, I think. Dire Avengers fully upgraded with their Aspect and Exarch. Raptors are loitering, these guys are level 2 now. And a Mark of Tzeentch Dreadnought for Caeltos. And that's going to put some good pressure on the Grey Knight Dreadnought, which has a shorter range multi-melter than the missile launcher that the Mark of Tzeentch Dread does get. Really, really amazing anti-vehicle this Dreadnought gives you. Mechboy goes down. There's Witchblade of Koras. Good grief. Absolutely owning these heretics. You see Bloodlust is up from Caeltos. That's a global ability of the Chaos Lord. Gives you a damage buff every time something hits in melee to your entire army, I think it is. 315368, but he wasted the global there. That's a good general rule. Make your opponent waste his global abilities. Brother Captain goes down, is now level 4. 315362. Angry Bird is tier 3, as is Koras. And he can use rocks as well. 315355, 2-1 for blue. Warriors with Adrenal Gland for Floid. And look at this, we see some purifiers for Sneakus Peekus. These guys are awesome. Have that new ability that you might have spotted there. And red team getting their power bashed. Mark of Tzeentch Dread, very, very dangerous. Absolutely laying waste to those generators. This is the, what is it called, Hollow Field. Infiltrating all of this stuff. There's Warp Throw. Warriors thrown into huge amounts of trouble, but they will get away without a loss. Level 1 warriors are no pushover with Adrenal Glands, 1575 hit points. And here come those purifiers with their Justicar, gets that Demon Hammer. Going after the Dreadnought. Caeltos a bit slow to move it off. And now this multi-melter getting shots in. Look at the damage one shot did. 315332, triple cap for blue. Floyd all on his own, needs to retreat. There we go. It hit the power, did well. Look at blue team's map control now. Weird Boy has gone out of control and goes right into Angry Bird's Guardsman and blows up. Caeltos has lost his Chaos Lord. Floyd will try and revive here. Can you stay infiltrated while you revive? I don't think so. Angry Bird, the victim of electric armor, but using incoming to tank the damage there. Still has both of his stormtroopers, doesn't have anything else. Gone straight to tier 3, but Koras has a looted tank and he has absolutely no way to deal with this tank. Now it does, drops a Lehman Russ in behind it, getting some rear armor hits. Howling Banshee's here to help with their Exarch, who has her Executioner Spear, a melee heavy weapon, so good damage to all targets. And this might be a dead tank here. starting to get in each other's way. Banshees give up the chase, but the Leman Russ will finishing it off. Has a las cannon on the front there, and that looted tank did not last long. 315, 241. Red team starting to push back. Marcos East Dread still up, getting some repairs from double heretics. And Caeltos goes tier 3. Koras lost a lot of stuff, getting another looted tank, can still drop a rocks. Here comes Sneakus pushing west side. Nemesis Force Halberd doing some serious damage to those Hormagaunts, and a zone throat is up for Floid. Dreadnought is getting repairs, and here comes the Marcos East Dread and some Raptors. Chaos Space Marines level 2 do not have a mark yet. Raptors jumping in, and look at this. We have the Blood Maul, or the Demon Maul as it's called, up on these Chaos Raptors. Replaces their Lightning Claw with a nice power melee weapon. 15% chance to knock back, much like the Vanguard Veteran's Hammer, and also gives you Demonic Strength or something it's called, which knocks an infantry model flying, and anything it hits will also be knocked down. 290, 236. There's a rocks from Koras. Was that the time to use it? Looks like it's been mainly dodged here. Red team pushing very, very well. Can we see this Demon Maul in action? I'm not convinced, since it does replace the Lightning Claw, which is such a great melee weapon. It's not cheap as well. 130. Does look freaking cool though. Raptor's not doing a whole lot right now, getting shot to pieces and retreat. Here comes Floyd. Zone Throat, Venom Brood, double Termagants, and there is the Focus Warp Blast on the Grey Knight Dreadnought, now under pressure from Warriors with their heavy melee. Venom Brood need to keep up. Floyd splitting his forces well, sending his Hormagaunts and Termagants after the Dire Avengers. And this Dreadnought's in trouble. Here come Purifiers though, and they have power melee across the board, I think, and they will rip these Warriors to pieces. In fact, they are going after the Venom Brood. There is Maelstrom for the Dreadnought, but it's going to go down, isn't he? He just leveled to 2 as well. Survives, 12 hit points. Howling Banshees coming into the rescue. Amazing stuff. 276, 215. Marcos East Dread now level 2. Zone Throw is done for. Howling Banshees catching it, and now they retreat. I think Distortion was up on them. Leman Russ still around for Angry Bird. Has the elite tank crew. I think the Vanquisher cannon as well. Heretics got warp thrown around and now back off, and this Dreadnought is in trouble. 276, 198, 2-to-1 cap for blue. Carnifex on the way for Floyd. Raptors back up to full strength. I want to see this hammer in action. I want to see the demonic strength thing. Chaos Lord chucking the Lord General away. Very surprised that he didn't go for Armor of the Inferno on such a big blobby map like August Desert Gate. We have a strike squad with a Psy Cannon and Purgation with a Psy Cannon, so that's 4 Psy Cannons on the field for Sneakus, 3 for the Purgation, and the strike squad get 1. Battle Wagon for Koras. Tank Busters and the Weird Boy. Caeltos with a Land Raider Phobos on the way. Red team taking east side thanks to the Warlock. It recovered so well after that pressure from blue where they nearly had the entire map. Raptors trying to flank perhaps. Here we see a Venom Cannon Carnifex from Floyd that is going to put a lot of pressure on this Leman Russ if you can get it close enough. 266, 177, 2-to-1 for red. Can they hold on? Hormagaunts trying to initiate something. Here come Warriors in behind, giving these Hormagaunts melee synapse. They've almost leveled. Here come Howling Banshees, and there's another rocks from Koras. You saw the Bioplasma from the Carnifex as well. That is devastating stuff. 254, 177. And an excellent push from blue thanks to the nuke. And there you saw demonic strength by the demonic maul in amongst those Howling Banshees. And again, the Raptors don't lose a model. Purifiers seeing off warriors and they explode one in the face. These guys haven't leveled yet. Heretics decapping. Could this be it for red? That was a Hell Fury strike from Sneakus. And you see the Purifier's ability there, which I always forget the name of. But there it is. Doing plasma damage per second. Venom Cannon Carnifex up against this Leman Russ. Shot 3 times in a row there. We'll see how screwed up the firing pattern for this Carnifex is. There's another 3 or 4 shots. Getting shot up by the Leman Russes. Lictor Alpha in retreat. This Carnifex overextended like crazy and goes down. Ran into Leman Russes and Psy Cannons. 229, 168 is going to be a triple for blue. That was a big loss of Floid. What was that? That's a big zap gun shot from the battle wagon. Sneakus Peekus overextending his Grey Knights and needs to retreat. Chaos Lord of Caeltos now has the lightning claws. Crazy DPS power melee weapon up against the Purifiers now. Needs to use Kill the Weak, and there it is. And retreats. Land Raider Phobos on the field. Twin Link Heavy Bolter and Twin Link Las Cannons on both sides, sponsoring some crazy long range fire support from this thing, but you do need to be careful. It's very slow and only 2,000 hit points. 229, 106, a triple cap for blue. Looks like this is it. What a great back and forth fight. D cannon on the field for Illethor. Double Leman Russes for Angry Bird. There's an orbital bombardment from Sneakus Peekus. Has caught the mech boy who has the beamy death gun. Ouch. Did that finish off Caeltos' Chaos Space Marines? No, they get away. Level 3. 229, 164. Surviving because they were level 3. And Floid trolling the Warlock with an infestation tower there, stopping him from capping. 229, 55. Red team valiantly holding on. Here comes some Purifiers. I think they needed a bit more support. Perhaps a Librarian or the Nemesis Warding Staff. Brother Captain incidentally is down up here. Psy Cannons destroy that tower. Howling Banshees, I'm not sure how the heck Illethor has kept these ladies alive. They're level 3. G-Stealers though on the field for Floid. Under melee Synapse get a grenade to the face, but not too bothered. And they have their Rending Claws up already. Needs to retreat them though. And a Fire Prism on the field for Illethor. 229, 26. Angry Bird now heading east with his double Leman Russes. Battle Wagon still there though. In coming up on his guardsman. And he's decapping it. 2298-6. Single cap now. Can red take their natural back? They do take it. There is the 1-to-1 2294. Battle wagon needs to be made to go away. Here's a rocket run on the Orks. Ouch. Nicely done by Angry Bird. Can he take out the tank busters? Takes out one of the squads. These guys do get taken out as well. Nicely done by Angry Bird. Can he finish off this battle wagon? Getting some rear arm hits now. Here comes a looted tank. There's the 2-to-1 for red. Surely they cannot hold on though. Look at this pressure now on their natural. Chaos Terminators on the field for Caeltos. Almost finishes off those Howling Banshees. Purifiers made to run away. Level 2. 2174. Double, sorry, 2-to-1 cap for red still. And Angry Bird holding east side. Needs to repair his Leman Russes. This one has a single hit point. He needs to put up a repair bunker here. 206 and 4. The cannon on the field for Illethor always also has this Fire Prism, which is getting low. That's a singularity, I think. Yes, it will pull in retreating squads and absolutely gives those Terminators having to teleport out there. Do not have a weapon upgrade, but they have decapped. Red's natural. There's the 1-to-1 cap. What are blue team going to do? Are they going to go east and risk a push through mid, or are they going to push Red's natural? There is another infestation tower stopping the cap there from Floid, and a Thornback Carnifex. And there's the charge. You can also spawn some rippers, and there are the rippers. Most of them died since they were spawned mid-charge though. Purgation squad forced to retreat. Adrenal rush from the Gene Stealers healing them for each hit. And warriors decapping. There's the double cap for red. They've decapped blue's natural here. That's malignant blindness up, I think. Another rocket run. Or is that a creeping barrage? It's a creeping barrage. Gene Stealers warp throwed into the purifiers. And they get away, do they? Warlock trying to chase level 4. Gene Stealers, 1 hit point, they do go down. 174 and 4. Blue team getting a little sloppy at the end. Have their natural back. Still a 1-to-1. Red team cannot take their natural though, and warriors will try and cap it now. Angry Birds still fighting it out on the east side. Weird Boy decaps. There is the single, and there is the victory for blue team. Fiercely contested. Red team never gave up, but that rocks that they suffered here was just crazy. Pushed them off, and they never really recovered from that. Autocannon up on the Terminators at the end of the game. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.